This should give you even more confidence about your ability to retire. All right, so I love the JP Morgan Guide to Retirement. I look at this, they bring it out every year or so, and every quarter, I think every year, 2025 Guide to Retirement, just tons of chock full of data in here, and I think it's fantastic. Not the biggest fan of JP Morgan, doesn't matter. I think this research is phenomenal, and I like how they got the charts and all this stuff. It's just actually, well, no, I'm going to do that for different. So I'm going to go down here to number 28, right here. This is incredibly important. Spending volatility in retirement. Spending fluctuates more than 20% per year for a significant number of retirees. Are you hearing that? Spending fluctuates more than 20%, amigos. 60% of retirees have spending fluctuates 20% or more in their first 3 years of retirement. Compared to the year before, 6 in 10 new retirees experience spending volatility in the first year of retirement. Or first 3 years, excuse me. And this continues throughout retirement. Half of those aged 75 to 80 experience spending volatility from the year previous. And the spending volatility is it changes 20% or more. So what does the 4% rule say? 4% adjust with inflation. We'll just use an average 3% inflation. That is spending volatility, right? Because your spending is $4,000 now. It's $4,000, whatever that, 41,200 or something like that the next year. But that's not 20%. 20% spending volatility would be that, what's 20% is that's $8,000. That means you're spending at $40,000 your first year, up to $48,000 year 2, or down to $32,000 year 3, right, within those 3-year time frame. That's not what the 4% rule is based on. It's based on spending volatility permanently going up each and every year with inflation. But this shows you right here, there's a massive volatility in your spending. Let me get out my trusty chart here. And Miss Laura, what the hell's her name? Miss Linda, excuse me, from Florida. And she knew who she is, crushing. She sent me this because Linda crushes. She actually sent me some dog treats. And Miss Linda, I haven't used them yet because they don't deserve treats, those knuckleheads. But I will. Oh, man. Anyway, so here is what the 4% rule would say. Just go up each and every year with inflation. Well, we know that's not true. We know that we just see right here. Significant. Plus minus 20% off the median. Right there. 20%. Why is that important? Because if we actually look at your spending habits, we can then use the guardrails to say, hey, look, I wish I had the, oh, hey, look at this, some alcohol. Let's get drunk. You ready? Haven't drank since May 25th, 1997, but woo, nada. Let's drink it up. Bottoms up, Josh. St. Patrick's Day. Ow. Ooh, that just hurt. I cut myself and I just put that rubbing alcohol on it. I got boo-boo. Ouch. Freaking paper cut trying to open something for my wife. And then I freaking got hurt. She goes, oh, you need a Band-Aid, do you? I said, yeah, I do. I need a Band-Aid. She goes, oh, I need a Band-Aid. I said, just kiss it. She goes, I ain't kissing it. I said, man, my wife hasn't kissed me in years. She said, I ain't kissing that big old pearly yellows. I want another do than pearly yellows, hubby. I'm like, man, we've been married 25 years. You had to know I had pearly yellows at some point. She goes, I had to know it, but I don't like what I see. I said, oh, man, come on, Charlotte. Just give me a smooch. All right, there's a reason I'm doing this. I'm trying to get this so I can show you, like, volatility. This thing just not working very well. All right, so let's do this. Where did I do my pen now? I'm a freaking mess, dude. All right, there we go. All right, so Miss Linda, thank you. All right, so here, we're going to show our spending. That's our trajectory spending right there. So we're going to say, if the portfolio goes down below 20% of where it was, minus 20%, we're going to adjust our spending to go down. So we're going to go like this. So if the portfolio goes down minus 20%, we're going to adjust our spending to drop our spending by 10% in this regard. Now, some people say on the guardrails that Guyton did, who's the other guy did it back in 2006 or something like that, if the portfolio goes up 20%, increase your spending. And I got no qualm with that. That doesn't bother me. By 10%. So Guyton would say if the portfolio goes down by 20%, I think my man Derek Tharp did something along those lines too, but I can't remember what they're called. But the same kind of concept of guardrail. So if the portfolio goes down by 20%, reduce your spending by 10%, and you're going to kind of, this will be your new baseline. If the portfolio goes up by 20%, increase your spending by 10%, and that will be your new baseline. Okay, people are like, well, yeah, well, they act like if this is going to be incredible phenomenon to do in retirement planning. It's just not. People do this all the time, as we witnessed by JP Morgan. Now, the only drawback I have right here is for retirement income starting age 60 to 69, 2013 to 2029, before the pandemic, results are similar of 55% on the left chart and 51% on the right. So we have a consistency here in terms of portfolio spending volatility over 20% for a significant number of retirees. The only question is based on internal select data from JP Morgan Chase. I wish we had some kind of, I'd like to see the data because I don't trust nobody. Anyway, prepare for spending fluctuations. Even though spending tends to decrease starting at mid-life, there is significant variation from year to year for many retirees. Recent retirees will need to prepare for sequence of return risk near retirement and have flexibility for variable spending as they age. Now, one of the things that obviously makes sense is that you're going to buy a car, you're going to put a new roof, and that would adjust your spending significantly from the previous year, for sure. But at the end of the day, we need to have these one-offs. You gotta get a new tattoo, and it costs $50,000. All the cool kids have tattoos now, so it's such a trendy thing. It costs $50,000 tattoo that says like Popeye, mom, says mom, is $50,000. That's going to increase your spending more than 20%, which also means that won't be your new baseline. Why? Because that new tattoo that you got that says mom isn't something you can do on a perpetual basis. You're just not. It's not permanent expenditure. So you want to reduce your baseline to get back. You have a big increase in spending, go back to your baseline. But the same thing happens if the market goes down by 20%. Reduce your spending by 10%, but that will be your new baseline, because it's kind of like the transitory inflation or permanent inflation. Increase in spending, inflation in this case for a new tattoo is transitory. It's just one time. A permanent increase in spending would be, hey man, I got the cost of hot dogs are up 20%. And I like to consume hot dogs each and every year. That would be permanent, if that makes sense. Not a very good analogy, but I think you get it. Something that's permanent in terms of real estate taxes. Good, perfect example. Real estate taxes. That would be a permanent increase each and every year, most likely, according to your county. By the way, there's lots of positive studies. I'll do another one here, too. I'll just show you if I can, while I'm just yapping. Just hear me yap and don't forget to pause, hit that like button. Oh, dude, this freaking 1930 monthly labor. Look at that. Wouldn't you just love to have that? I'd love to have that. All right, so I'm going to show you something right here, the ACS. This is the American Community Survey right there. We just got tons of stuff right here. Where was the one I wanted to show you guys? I'll do a video on this. But just the real financial, what am I looking for here? Median monthly housing costs for owner-occupied housing with a mortgage, and they got the same thing without a mortgage. It's just so much great stuff in here, and you're gonna be shocked, I tell you, about how little your real estate taxes have gone up historically in terms of percentages, or in terms of dollars. It obviously depends on your county, but you'll be shocked because all these people say, "Oh, my real estate taxes went up 10% a year. Inflation's high." They haven't gone up 10% a year. They might have gone up 10% last year and the year before, but they haven't gone up 10% a year. It just is not true. Now, as such, there's just more positive stuff when it comes to expenditures. And if you can say to yourself, hey man, if the markets go down 20%, and remember, a Wellesley fund has never gone down more than 10% in any given calendar year, never mind 20. If the markets go down 20%, I will give myself a spending cut by 10%. That'll be my new baseline. Is that going to make or break you? No, it's not. It's not. And people do it all the time. All right, God bless. Love your thoughts. Smash that like button and subscribe, would you?